This week on Podwatcher.
Previously on Lost.
Yeah, I look out of my mind.
If toys were sentient, like in Toy Story, what toy would you want to be and why?
I mean, well, think about it. Like, which toy in that world that was alive didn't have, like, eyes or legs? It wasn't like Pixar Cars, where the eyes are on the car.
They tend to come with eyes.
I don't want to be an asshole, but I'm just saying.
You ever think about that? You ever think about running into yourself in the future?
No.
All right. How do you feel about the fan-made servers, cosplays, and the fan-made alternative universes?
But I also had a jokey relationship with all my teachers in high school, too. So.
Did you call them?
No, I didn't call them. I didn't call them.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, welcome to the Podwatcher. And that rhymes with my matcha. What the fuck? I was trying to think of anything that rhymed with watcher, but that's the closest thing I could think of.
Welcome to Podwatcher, the official podcast of Watcher Entertainment. I'm Ryan Bergara.
I'm Shane Madej.
I'm Stephen Lim.
And this is a show where we chat about whatever's on our minds every week.
But it's the summer of letting the Lord take the wheel, brother.
That's right. And I think we found out last week that when we talk about what's on our minds, sometimes it's not always the best thing to talk about what's on our minds.
That's correct.
We've had a lot of fun lately.
We were scolded.
Listening to voicemails and reading emails, and we're letting you guys pick the topics for a bit here because you've been sending in a lot of fun emails and voicemails. And usually when we pick the topics, it's just spoons, candles,
things like
deodorant.
Yeah.
Yeah. But before we get into it, we should just also say, hey, if you're new here, like and subscribe our content.
Hello, welcome. Have you heard of Watcher Entertainment?
That's right. And have you heard of Podwatcher?
Yeah, this is what you're listening to right now.
We're in your ears. You can rate us. You know, that kind of stuff helps on the on what the podcast app, all that kind of stuff.
Saying hello.
And maybe we should do some housekeeping real quick with what's going up live on our YouTube channels and our Watcher TV platform.
It's an exciting time.
Episode 3 of Weird Wonderful World coming your way on Watcher TV this Friday.
Yes.
And then
I hope you're enjoying that.
That's it's going to be a good one. And also, once again, just to reiterate, that's coming out on Watcher TV a month early. They will be coming to YouTube a month later. For those of you wondering.
That's right. And on YouTube, we're in full swing for travel season right now. That's going live. So you can enjoy that in the meantime.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What a fun, sexy time.
It's a good time to be alive.
It's a great time to be alive. What's Travis Tritt?
What was that?
What's new, guys?
Well, also, one more thing that we should talk about is what we're wearing right now. You and me, Shane. We got some clothing on.
Oh, we're both wearing merch.
That's right.
I didn't realize.
If you're curious, you can go to watcherstuff.com. Check out the merch.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a Ghost Files hoodie.
We don't plug our merch ever.
That's watcherstuff.com.
Watch your stuff.
WATCHERSTUFFF. Wait, I did 3 F's. FF.
No, it's not FFF.
It's not. I did 3 F's by accident. I got excited.
My brother's birthday today. Happy birthday, Alvin.
Does he listen to the podcast?
You know what's funny is I never in my family we don't really celebrate birthdays that much. We'll just send a text or say hi. But so yeah, this is a little special.
Hi,
I can say hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Podwatcher.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Or did you say hello? No happy birthday. Hello.
Like Mark on Ghost Files.
That's right.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, that is one of my fun favorite little details on Ghost Files. Whenever we do, I think it's the
Spirit Box.
Is it the Spirit Box? I think it's the Spirit Box gear explainer. You know when the blueprint comes up and it goes and I say the Spirit Box is something that uses radio waves, and then you could hear voices. The voice that goes hello is Mark Celestino.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In the explainer?
Yeah, it's
That's
very
fun.
funny.
That's fine.
A little Easter egg.
A little Easter
lore.
egg. A little.
That's
Easter
like
egg.
how on Lost, the show Lost
Yes.
was greenlit by Lloyd Braun, who was an executive or a head of programming or something.
I'm uniquely familiar with him. Yeah.
At ABC at the time.
Yeah.
There was a character on Seinfeld also named after Lloyd Braun, who was just a crazy guy. But so he greenlit the Lost pilot, and it ended up being so ridiculously expensive that I think before it aired, they fired him.
Yeah.
Then it ended up being a huge hit, at least in its first season.
Yeah.
But every week at the beginning of the episode, it's somewhat iconic among Lost fans. He always says, and I aped this at the beginning of season 5 of Puppet History.
Yeah.
But he would always go, previously on Lost. When they would show so at the beginning of season 5 Puppet History, I hired a voice actor on Fiverr who sounded kind of like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, can you kind of mimic the previously on Lost guy? But that voice, the previously on Lost, was Lloyd Braun.
Yeah.
That was their little nod to him.
I interned for him.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Did you really?
I did. For 6 months.
Really?
What?
I did not know this.
I interned for a company called Berman Braun.
Yeah.
It was with Gail Berman and Lloyd Braun.
Really?
And nice guy.
Was he like, hello, Ryan Bergara?
He had
Did he had that?
he had
He has a particularly deep
I didn't
voice.
interact with him too much.
Knew this about you.
I interacted more with his like second in command, but
Yeah.
I've heard him speak before. I did a bunch of weird
Whoa.
things for that company.
What did they do?
Previously on Lost.
It's pretty good.
That's him.
It was a little digital production company.
Yeah.
They're now called Whale Rock Productions because I interned for them as well when they turned into that.
I mean, I'm sure he made like millions and millions of dollars from NBC or ABC.
I'm sure it was a
Just
big
like-
company that I was at, so he clearly was doing well. But they helped me survive when I got out of college because there was some show I think called something along the lines like Mom Tested or something like that, where moms would review videos on the internet or something. It wasn't Mom Tested. It was like mom
approved.
mom approved or something like that. And
Mom says it's good.
I would do this thing called web crawling, where I would like literally search the internet
for moms.
for moms. And I had a lot of
Moms in my area.
yeah,
Local moms in my area.
It was more like videos that would they could react to.
Fascinating. I didn't know you worked for Lloyd Braun. That's exciting.
I had a lot of internships in college.
on Lost.
I don't think there was
Previously
like
on Lost.
actually from the moment I became like a second year. I don't think there was a semester where I didn't have an internship because I was so paranoid that if I didn't set up leads, I would be jobless after I left college. And then the irony is I ended up working for 0 of this of the companies that I interned for, of the 6 companies I interned for.
I had an internship in the last year of college that was just absolutely soul sucking. It was for like a commercial production house in Chicago. It was like a post house. But just everyone there was like sort of the sad sack where they were like, yeah, obviously you want this job, you want to have this, but they were like, just like, yeah, it's the worst.
Yeah.
Like they hated it. It was all just like commercials for Burger King and stuff. Nobody had a good time. And like as an intern, they were like, yeah, you can find opportunity. You can find ways to make yourself useful around here, but they wouldn't let you do anything except like go on grocery runs and
It's
stuff.
pretty much, I did, so the craziest thing I think I ever did was one of my internships. I was at Sony. I was in the digital picture editorial department. And for, oh no, wait, this wasn't at Sony. I think this was actually at Viacom.
Were any of these paid? Because none of my internships
No, none of these were paid.
Yeah.
But I was, they put me down in the dungeon. It was like this, like little boiler room they had. And they had me paint shelves down there. And I remember, the first day I went down there to paint these shelves, they, this was actually really funny. I did get a kick out of this. Someone had put a prop skeleton down there with a paintbrush in its hand.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
And I was like, that's funny.
Yeah. It's the previous intern.
That was the joke, I think.
Yeah.
And other than that, I just digitized every production binder that they had at Viacom. It was like, I want to say I must have digitized like 100 bind. You know, like a binder that has like all like the paperwork and the releases. My job was to scan each page.
Oh God.
And input it into the computer.
That must have been like that era of work too, because I did the same thing for my internship. That was like the era of like when most things were manual and it was then becoming
they
computer
they were ticking all their boxes
world.
and digitizing their last remnants of.
But I have to say, I did enjoy those internships. Like the people there, it made me feel like I was part of a team.
Yeah, they're fun. That's the thing. I've had a lot of like menial jobs and not thrilling jobs, but I've always, you find things to enjoy about them.
Also each one of these lots have like their own, they're like their own little cities. Like they have their
Being on the lot can go far.
Yeah, they have like a gym. There's like a commissary there. All the people there. You get to see shooting every now and then. Just for me being in proximity, even like sniffing a camera or being close to it,
You were sniffing
And
cameras?
that's
right.
why they let you go.
Yeah. They were like, you got to stop doing this, man. We saw you smooching a camera down there. We thought the whole skeleton bit was funny and that you were cool, but it's apparent you're a weirdo. I enjoyed my time and all those things. And also, like, for me, I get so caught up on like thinking like I need to be doing the right thing right now to put me on track to set me up for a good future or a job. So like my anxiety brain, I was like, I'm doing the right thing right now, digitizing these binders. Like I'm in the right spot I need to be in. Like, and then like I said, I didn't end up working or getting a job from any of the 6 internships that I spent my last 3 years of college doing.
Yeah. But you got the experience.
But I did get the experience.
You did 6 internships?
I did 1 internship every semester. But what was shitty is I went to school in Orange County, and these internships were 3 times a week. So I would drive from Orange County to Santa Monica or to Culver City 3 times a week. So I literally was spending like 3 to 4 hours in a car every day. And I got really into podcasts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like basically driving to Vegas every day.
And now full circle, you're making a podcast.
Whoa.
Well, how about
what if
that?
someone out there is driving to their internship right now, right?
Hey, fight the good fight. Man, these temperatures are getting out of hand. I'm sweating.
Oh my God.
70s is fine. 80s, whatever. 90s, okay, now I'm getting a little uncomfortable. But 100s? My brain is getting hard boiled.
You're getting cooked, brother. I need a big glass of ice water over here. Now, if you wake up too hot or too cold, I highly recommend you check out Miracle Made's bed sheets, inspired by NASA. Miracle Made uses silver-infused fabrics and makes temperature-regulating bedding so you can sleep the perfect temperature.
Oh my God.
All night long. All night long.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Miracle Made offers a whole line of self-cleaning, eco-friendly bedding, such as sheets, pillowcases, and comforters that prevent 99% of bacteria and require 3 times less laundry.
That sounds nice because I tell you what, I got a lot of laundry and it takes a long time to do.
It does take a long time.
And it's not just clean. They keep you cool too. Using silver-infused fabrics inspired by NASA, Miracle Made sheets are thermo-regulating and designed to keep you at the perfect temperature all night long, so you get better sleep every single night. The other thing about Miracle sheets is they are luxuriously comfortable without the high price tag of other luxury brands, and they feel as nice.
What?
And I'll say it, if not nicer, than sheets used by some 5-star hotels.
Bullshit, Shane.
Oh, that was pretty good.
It's
Pretty
the
good.
truth. It's the truth, brother.
So go to trymiracle.com/watcher to try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40% off.
Wow.
And if you use our promo Watcher at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and save an extra 20%.
Whoa. Now, I'll tell you what, Miracle is so confident in their product that it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. That's the kind of guarantee where you get your money back.
That sounds good.
So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you'll get a refund.
100% of it.
Go to trymiracle.com/watcher and use the code WATCHER to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/watcher to treat yourself.
Yes, and thank you so much, Miracle Made, for sponsoring this episode.
Incredible.
Tell us about your internships out there. What are they like these days?
Actually, chime off in the comments too about like where's this podcast coming to you? What are you doing? I'm always curious because
interesting.
I love to listen to podcasts when I'm driving, when I'm cleaning. And it only occurred to me recently. It was actually a couple episodes ago when we were talking about how that person always comments about how they're like, "Oh, I'm beginning my apartment cleaning now."
Yeah.
It's a joy to know that we can fill people's brain for an hour while they're driving or
I used to be offended when people would say, "Oh, I fall asleep to your content," but recently I've been doing that with my favorite content, and it is very comforting.
Yeah.
Can you work out to podcasts? I find it very hard to do that.
I do.
It's
almost
tough.
exclusively.
That's crazy.
I work out to this podcast a lot.
Wait, really?
To review it?
Yeah, I once it's cut, I'll work out and like listen to it to make
Just
sure.
to make your quality control pass.
Are you lifting or are you running? Because I don't think
I don't run.
I could lift.
I don't do
and
cardio.
I could lift and do a podcast because I'm not like dying.
Yeah.
But running, I need music. Otherwise, I don't like running so much that I feel like I need something to actively trick my brain into thinking I'm having a good time. In a podcast, it's just too mellow for me to.
It's not the mellowness from I enjoy running. maybe that's the difference. I don't need to be pumped up for running.
Oh, I hate it so much.
I find that when I listen to podcasts running, or I mentioned earlier this year, I've been supplementing my actual reading with, like, if I really want to speed through a book, I'll be reading it, but then I'll take other opportunities and listen to audiobooks for chunks of the book.
Yeah.
So I'll sometimes have been listening to audiobooks while I run, which feels overly productive. But listening to podcasts while I'm running is great because I lose time. Like, time just kind of melts a little more than when I'm listening to music. I'm like, oh, here's that track. Now here's that track. Like, my brain is like too clued into what I'm listening
With
to.
the podcast, it's fine for the first like 10 minutes of the run.
Yeah.
And then I start to like actually get winded and I'm like, wow, this really sucks. And then I start to like lose any sense of comprehension of what I'm listening to, which is why the music is helpful. Because the changing of the songs like kind of jolts me back awake.
Yeah.
Whereas like a podcast, like I can only follow a conversation for so long before I remember I'm running. I wish I loved running. I only do it to stay alive.
Yeah. You gotta.
Are you being chased?
Maybe you should pay a task rabbit.
Right. Am I being chased?
You should pay
Because you don't have to run to be alive.
You should pay a task rabbit to chase you with a knife.
Well, they have like these zombie runs.
Oh yeah. It's like an app.
I've never done it.
That half marathon I did was like, I mean, then again, I set myself up for failure in almost every way possible that you could.
I was talking to. I know. Yeah. Well, a half marathon is a lot. I've never run.
I mean, the thing is,
13
I did intend
point.
to train for it. It's like 13 miles or something like that. But then I got hurt. And then I was like, okay, I'm not going to do that marathon anymore because I could just get my money back.
And then you wore Jinkos, right?
Well, the thing was, like, I didn't think I was going to do the race. And then a week before the race happened, because Mari and I signed up together, she was like, you actually can't get that refunded. And I was like, wait, what do you mean? And then I search through the terms and conditions. I was like, wait a second. You're right. I can't get I'm unable to get my money back. And it was a week away. And she was like, do you think you should like maybe train a little bit for that 1 week? And I was like, what's the point? That's not going to even do. I'm just going to suffer for a week then. So I just did the half marathon.
Oh dear.
Without any training. And then the day of the race, it was in San Diego. So we stayed at like a little hotel the night before. And I was putting on my clothes for the race. And I had realized I had forgotten gym shorts. So I put on jeans.
Oh my goodness.
What a professional.
But you did finish it.
I did finish the race.
How old were you when you were doing this?
This was maybe a year or two ago.
Brother, man.
Yeah.
Hell.
By the way, this picture of Ryan is wholly representative of your personality and how you operate even at work, where you'll be burned out or you'll be tired, but you'll be like, I'm just gonna do it anyway. And then you get to the end of the finish line and you complete the task. You do successfully complete the task.
Yeah, because at that point,
At what cost? At what cost? Also, what was funny about that race is to that point, I had never run longer than 6 miles in my life. So when I did that race, when I got to mile 6, it became apparent to me that every step I take will now be the longest I've ever run. And so I got to mile 7. I was like, wow, this is crazy. And then when I got to mile 7, I realized, man, I'm really fucking tired. I have 6 more miles to go. I have the amount that was previously my longest distance. I have to do that now.
Now, was there a moment of this race where you kind of got past that feeling?
I would say around mile 10, I became so numb and so just kind of like, this is just my life now that it was fine. And then mile 12, the last 2 miles were excruciating.
That's always the hardest
because it wasn't being winded at 10. I was like, oh, I'm not winded anymore.
Like it was your body,
my actual muscles and my legs, like, and my knees started to hurt, and then my feet, the bottom of my feet, literally felt like there was glass in them. Like, and I was limp running. And the only thing that got me through it was there is this guy who had like an American flag tied to his back. He was like 80 years old, at least.
Did he pass you?
He was about to pass me because he was like limp running too.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not going to get beat by this guy.
Can't get beat by Izzy Mandelbaum.
Yeah. Like he looked like I was concerned for him that he was running. So that pushed me through.
That reminds me of whenever I need to use the bathroom on a road trip. It's not until the last minute before I arrive at my destination where it gets really bad. But it's always that last minute where my body knows it's about to be relieved.
Yes.
That it gets like, so maybe the last mile was like that for you. Maybe you could have done 26 miles.
I don't think so. I have to say too that when I was in a lot of pain, there was a brief thought. It was around mile 11 or 12, and I was like, I'm gonna take a selfie of myself while I'm running right now. Just kind of hold my phone up and just take a selfie, just so I could look at it later to see what my face looks like.
Yeah.
And because when you're running, it's hard to kind of like look at your phone, so I just kind of like snapped it off haphazardly, and how funny that picture is it's crazier. I look more insane than I possibly ever could have imagined.
Oh man, you gotta share that photo.
We could put it up on the screen. It's on my Instagram.
How
that photo. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I look.
Okay, you look crazy.
Out of my mind.
I've seen this.
My jaw is slack. My face is like somewhat swollen.
If you're hearing anything about the photo, it's on the screen.
Yeah, it's on
for the
YouTube.
YouTube version.
You may not remember the exact times, but how much quicker did Mari finish the race? Like how long was she
significantly?
Waiting? Yeah,
significantly.
Hour.
I kept up with her for the first 4-ish miles, 4 to 5 miles.
Well, I guess how long roughly did it take? I mean, does a half marathon?
I don't even remember how long. I think it took me
probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours. I'm guessing.
I think it took like an hour and a half to 2 hours for me, or something like that.
It's a long time to be running.
Yeah, it was a long
An
time.
hour and a half for 13 miles is pretty good, right?
I think it was more closer to 2.
I have so much respect for people who do marathons. Even a half marathon.
It's about a 9-10 minute mile.
I like running.
Oh yeah, it's about 2 hours.
I like running. I'll never do a marathon.
I might do a marathon later in life. I have always wanted to.
Maybe later in life. Yeah.
I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Maybe when I'm elderly. When I'm 80, I'll strap an American flag to my back. Maybe that was me from the future.
You ever think about that? You ever think about running into yourself from the future?
No.
All right.
Have you thought about that, Matt? It sounds like you have thought about that.
Yeah, quite a lot. Sometimes I'll see people and I'll go,
maybe that's
could
me.
that be
Checking in.
Is that me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today's episode is brought to you by Rocket Money.
Rocket Money!
This is one of our favorites here at Pod Watcher.
That's right.
Nice.
Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills.
Nice.
I can see all of our subscriptions in one place. And if I see something I don't want, I can cancel it with a tap.
Like magic.
Now, my favorite thing about Rocket Money
what's
is
that?
the ability to just check in and see, hey, what charges can I expect coming up?
That is nice.
And I never, and I mean it, never have to get on the phone with customer service.
That's nice because, it's like, they put you on hold.
Yeah.
The other thing, Rocket Money will even try to get you a refund for the last couple of months of wasted money and negotiate to lower your bills for you by up to 20%. All you got to do is take a picture of your bill and Rocket Money will take care of the rest.
That's right. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions. So that saves up to $740 a year?
$740 a year.
All of the app's features.
Yeah, that's impressive. Look, stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/watcher. That's rocketmoney.com/watcher. rocketmoney.com/watcher.
rocketmoney.com
/watcher.
Yep. Oh, yeah. This is my
If
favorite
you
song.
would like to submit, you can do so by sending an email to AskWatcherPods@gmail.com or give us a call at 818-275-4585.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to
perfectly
sing
timed.
that. The way you started that off, it kind of sounded like you were about to go off on a
He's
and I was
got a whole
excited.
little song planned.
Well, maybe you can come up with that right now.
Yeah.
Try it. If you'd like to send us a question, please email us at AskWatcherPods or give us a call at AskILook.
That's pretty good. That was good.
That was great.
Yeah, we got some questions today. People are really showing up, and
That's what, we're riding the wave right now. Maybe it's just summer and we're feeling like surfing, but man, you guys have been sending in a lot of fun emails and voicemails. So let's kick it off.
Yeah, this one's more of a thought experiment, which I'm excited about.
Interesting. Is this a voicemail or an email?
We have a voicemail.
Oh, lovely.
Ooh.
It's a shorty.
Shorty.
This question comes from Monica.
Monica.
So, my name is Monica, a big fan I was just wondering if toys were sentient, like in Toy Story, what toy would you want to be and why?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, dude.
What would I want to be? What would I want
Great
to
question.
be?
Great question, Monica.
All those army guys in Toy Story were always so fucking cool.
But you're just one of
You don't have to pick, just the Toy Story toys.
yeah, but
You don't have to be like, I'm Woody.
those are some really good
howdy,
ones.
howdy,
though.
howdy.
Howdy.
The shark, so good,
That
dude.
guy's so funny.
I honestly, if it was a Toy Story though, I would probably want to be Slinky Dog, just because I feel like my body would be very versatile.
R.I.P. to Big Jim.
Big Jim Varney.
Let me think.
I know what I would want to be.
I know what I would be.
Oh, interesting. I heard the question and I picked it for the show and I didn't even think about it. And you all have answers so fast.
Well,
Well,
I thought about this like yesterday. 'Cause
What?
Why?
maybe
They don't
As
know the
you-
questions ahead of
As
time.
you were falling asleep, you were thinking, what if I were a toy?
I literally thought I
If
should,
I were
I should
a
be a stress
toy.
ball. I would love to be a stress ball.
Because you just want to get massaged all the time?
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
I would take away the stress from other people.
That's pretty good.
Oh, that
I like that
feels-
answer. That's a good answer.
Would we call that a toy, though? Would does a child like a stress ball?
Okay, I'll call it
I would have.
Yeah.
a toy ball that you can squeeze.
Okay.
Squeeze
Yeah.
boy.
Then you
Yeah.
get put in. What if you
You'd be a squeeze boy.
Mhm.
Oh man, what
I would like to be a Lego, but specifically one of the Legos. There was a Lego set that existed when I was in my youth, and I've looked it up, and you can still buy it. I think on you can find a nice one on eBay. They were called the Aquanauts. Search Lego Aquanaut base or something. You could see this beautiful fuck.
You would be one Lego piece or the entire set?
Oh my god! No, I'd like to be an Aquanaut living on this adventure base. It was my
very abyss coated.
very abyss coated. It was this beautiful. Lego has various sets where they have a bunch of pieces that go with the theme, and this was a big underwater base. That one on the right there, that one. That was the one I had. It's this beautiful yellow and blue underwater base. They collected these silver crystals, and they had enemies, of course. The aqua sharks. I think they were called the aqua sharks.
Bit redundant.
Yeah, I don't know why they called them that. I loved the whole. It was one of my most played with Lego sets. I was a big Lego freak when I was a kid. That's the aqua sharks.
Whoa, that's a cool face.
They're bad because they look like sharks.
They're
And
robotic?
sharks notoriously all bad, and we need to kill them all.
Jesus Christ.
Interesting.
I think were we talking about sharks recently on the pod? And I was
Yeah.
like, surfing scares me, and people in the comments were like, sharks are really not that common. And then there's a surfer that got eaten by a shark 2 days
Yeah,
ago.
but if you look at the amount of people who are surfing,
I know it's not that common, but I do think we should kill all sharks.
All right.
That's something I believe in with conviction. Ryan, you've been stewing on it.
Yeah, I think I would be. When I was a kid, I had this Silver Surfer toy that was awesome.
Like the comic book character?
Yeah, the Silver Surfer. It was a toy in which there was a little water basin that you would put in the freezer and you would freeze it, but with the toy on it, so that the actual thing he was standing on was like a block of ice.
Whoa.
It was fucking sick. I don't know.
I want to know more about this.
It was. It'd be hard to find.
Yeah.
But I
Because you made it
remember.
up.
I remember where we bought it too. We bought it at a place called Frankensons, which is it was like Costco for toys. It was like a warehouse where everything would be wholesale prices, and you would get Pokemon cards there, and you would get action figures, and it was like a nerdy place to go. But I remember we bought it there. I bet you that would be worth a lot of money now, that toy, because it was so unique.
I have not broken the seal on, there was a certain point in my life when I realized all of my favorite toys, that I had when I was younger and that I lost to time. If I put in the work, I could probably find them very easily on eBay and just buy any of them that I wanted to get them again. And I can't cross that threshold. I don't want to be that person who just has all their,
Rosebud.
I wish you could find this toy.
Toward the end of Citizen Kane, if it existed now, he'd just be searching Rosebud on eBay and he'd get himself a new sled. And he'd live happily ever after.
Or he'd most likely say like
Aquanauts.
Aquanauts Explorer Base.
with detachable aqua shark.
Was it an Iceman action figure? Oh, it was. It was
Iceman.
an Uncanny X-Men, I think.
Oh.
Yes, I just found it. Oh, man.
Did you watch any of the new X-Men series?
Yeah,
X-Men
there it
97?
is right there to the left. Top left.
X-Men
Top left.
97. Very good show.
You can buy this on Amazon, right?
Damn,
Oh,
dude.
wow.
And so because
That's
he
cool.
looks like the Silver Surfer.
It is worth
Yeah,
a
he
lot of
does,
money,
he
about
does.
$32.
Wait, so you fill...
That with water,
Yeah.
and then it freezes.
Wait.
the hell?
I saw Iceman, but I didn't see the eyes. I was
So
like,
it's an action
I thought
figure.
I said Seaman.
And then you would freeze it.
Is it like a board
bit
that he's
bad.
on, or is it a block?
It would be like a block because remember he would.
Oh, so you could basically put his feet into it, fill it up with water.
Exactly.
It turns into a block, and then you can like slide him across.
You could take it
tile or
off.
something.
Exactly. Yes.
I see.
It was so sick.
That's cool.
Oh, I see. That's cool.
Because it
and-
says super ice slide, which means you
Which
scuttle
it
ice.
did work. And honestly, if I was a toy and I had the power to be sentient, I could like slide around on that.
But then you'd have to spend like a few dark hours in the freezer.
That's
by
true. I would have
yourself.
to, but I'm an Iceman, so
Yeah,
I'd be
I
in
guess
there.
that
I'd be
would feel-
cozy.
Love
I guess
it.
that would feel nice, man.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
No, that's good.
Nice, man. I actually changed my answer.
Do this.
I want to be a kite.
Oh,
Is that okay?
That's such
That
a
is
lovely thing to
beautiful.
say.
Yeah.
That's the nicest thing you've ever said.
You can repair a father's relationship with his children.
I love going over to what's that park in LA?
Mary Poppins.
Is it the LA Historic Park? That like big is it? Do you guys know which one I'm talking about? It's where Zed occasionally has shows.
Oh.
You have a weird obsession with Zed.
I don't know much about Zed.
You talk about him a lot.
I know something about Zed that might be interesting to you. It's not
Okay.
going to be interesting to you.
He's got a Skittle.
He plays Valorant.
Zed plays Valorant.
He does. He's
Have you
very
ever squared
he's
off with him?
extremely good at Valorant, and he has like.
Well, he's got nothing better to do.
Yeah.
and it's not like Fortnite where everybody has their own skin. Zed actually has his own skin, which is very rare.
Oh, so if
Whoa.
you see Zed, you're like, oh, that's Zed. Because I know doesn't
It's like
Luka
seeing
Luka
us-
Doncic plays as
Wait,
well.
people can play as it, or they?
No, like he has like
He
a
has-
gun skin, and
Oh,
He
I
like
has
could
like
nice
his
skin.
own singular skin.
yeah,
Where if you
Good.
see him, it's like seeing a celebrity. You're like, that's Zed.
that's Zed.
like a
Wow.
dev.
I can't
Well-
believe you could buy that toy for $32.
Well, I was going to say there's a park in LA where Zed often plays. That's LA Historic Park, I think it's called. It's like the
I love LA Historic Park.
that's the one, right? Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
lot of wide open
It's
space.
massive.
A lot of kite
Downtown,
action over
near
there.
Chinatown.
Yeah, a lot of kite action.
Yeah, maybe that's why. Because I play volleyball there sometimes.
Oh, really? It's a really nice park. I don't go there very often, but I should.
What do you say about the park?
Because that's where I've seen a lot of kite action
I
lately.
see. Yeah,
And some really impressive kites.
Yeah.
I would love to be a kite guy.
I just want the wind to take me. I want
Like far away.
I want to just go where the wind goes and not think about where I'm going.
How do you?
That sounds nice.
How do you be though in the Toy Story world
As a
Like,
kite.
As a
As a
kite.
kite.
Well, a kite is a toy.
Yeah, but
he would. No, I know, but I mean, you wouldn't be hanging out with everybody else.
you couldn't
You're,
like bounce
off
around as a
it.
kite. Like these toys are walking around and stuff.
They
like
put you in the garage.
The GI
with the
Joe man would probably take
spiders.
me and fly me. They'd probably use me to
That-
fly.
For recon.
Yeah.
It seems like in the
Very
Toy
cool.
Story world, a kite wouldn't be sentient.
That's so fucked up for you to say.
I mean, well, think about it. Like, which toy in that world that was alive didn't have like eyes or legs? It
Oh,
wasn't like
wow.
Pixar cars where eyes are
That's a
on the
good
car.
point. They have.
Oh,
they
fuck,
tend to
you're
come with
right.
eyes.
I don't want to be an asshole, but I'm just
Fuck.
saying.
Wait, this
Steven,
is not
I
Toy
don't
Story
think you
though.
can be a kite.
All
No,
right.
it is Toy Story. You cannot be a kite.
We're-
There's no eyes or mouth on it.
We
like,
live in the world of Toy Story.
was there any toy in there that was like a ball? No, right?
There was
No, 'cause
there
they were
was a
balls.
ball, and the ball
Exactly, and the
didn't
ball wasn't
the ball did not have a brain.
like even the car had a face on it.
Wait, is Woody on a kite?
He's on a hang glider.
Yeah.
Yes, it is a kite.
Also, he uses a kite.
That's what I'm saying. It's an object in there. There's a difference between a toy and an object.
So you really gotta have a face.
You got to have a face, at least a face, because even the
So you
car,
can't do stress ball or kite.
the
Wow.
speedy guy, what was his name? The one that they ride at the end of the first film.
Wait, yeah, because doesn't
that car had a
You can
face.
put eyes on a kite, by the way.
wait don't they have a kite? Because isn't that what they go up in? and then they sever it, and then
that's
flying.
right. Yeah, but that's not a real.
What are you
It's
saying?
not. It's not a toy.
not
though.
a kite?
Object.
It's not a toy. It's not like. It's not alive though.
What I'm saying isn't a kite in the film.
It
and
is,
it's
but
not alive.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Not sentient.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Welcome to 3 minutes ago.
However, in Toy Story 4, they make a thing have a face and it becomes sentient.
Oh,
Remember?
Sporky.
Sporky.
Oh my god.
No,
Forky.
no. His
Forky,
name's
Forky, yeah,
which
that's
is
Forky is
fucked
the
up.
worst character of all time in Pixar.
Oh, you idiot. No.
Yeah.
Forky is, I think, one of the better characters. Unfortunately, they don't give him anything to do in the fourth.
What's annoying is
Well,
he is
maybe
a
that's the
spork, though.
problem.
He is a spork.
He should be called Sporky. Of course, because he is a spork.
But he was named by a child.
Well, the child's an idiot.
So so in this, someone can put a face on a kite, and you're the kite.
That's
with a
true.
Yes.
But you can't ask them to do that.
I didn't mind the character of Forky. I
Well,
don't
he
hate
wouldn't
him.
be able
You're,
to
you're
talk.
right. I take it back. It's not the character, but the situation. Like the
They
character
don't give him
development.
anything to do.
Nothing happened with him that was good. And it was just annoying.
The movie didn't need to exist. It was a fine film.
Whoa.
It was Toy Story 3 was as close to a perfect ending of a trilogy as you could possibly get.
Yeah, I agree.
Aren't they making the fifth one now?
They are.
Well, what we got a lot of
You still don't have a toy though, Steven.
Oh no, yeah, we
Kite face.
Kite
You're gonna put a face on the
I'm gonna put eyes on a kite like that.
and it becomes
Somebody
sentient.
puts a
I guess
face
yeah,
on
by
it.
Toy Story 4 rules that would work.
That would work. But you have to somehow. I mean, in this world, how are you going to?
Yeah, how are you gonna communicate to a
Snap
child?
off.
I'll finish what Shane's going to say because I know I was going to ask it.
No, his microphone just broke.
Shane's
off.
mic.
It did
just,
break.
Oh
No! It just
It
the
just
screw
popped
was
off.
Oh,
the screw. You just got to put back on the thread. But while he's doing that, Shane was
Should I
about
just start doing this?
Freddie Mercury style.
No.
Shane was about to ask, how would you communicate to a child to put a face on this kite because you wouldn't be sentient until that happens? So you would have to be born.
No, none of the toys are sentient until they are brought into life by the creators of the toy, and the child will be the creator of the toy.
Yeah, but you would still have to get the kid to put the face on the kite.
But you would still, if you're Woody, you would still have to have the manufacturers make you. So it doesn't really matter.
I don't think that's the same thing.
What are you talking about?
Because like you have to. The Forky thing was unique because like some kid decided to put a face on something, but like Woody, there's a million Woody toys. Every one of them becomes sentient when it gets taken out of the box. There's a difference between that act, which is something that happens regularly every day.
Fuck are you talking about?
No one's like looking at a kite. It's like I should put a face on that.
Right, but that's not up to you.
That's what I'm saying. It's like weird to be like that was what you were asking, right? How would you?
Wait, by the way, have you not seen kites that have like faces on them?
I've seen like the dragon ones.
That's a good point.
There are kites that are like
The dragon ones. Yeah,
Yeah.
I could be a dragon kite, bro. Or it could just be Ryan Bergara printed on a kite.
Yeah, one of these guys.
Yeah, see, there you go. So we're Google imaging
with
kites
the,
with faces.
this
on
is
them.
now we're getting really into the weeds. But wouldn't the mouth need to be able to move?
No, the mouth doesn't move on
It doesn't, Forky.
on any of the like Woody's mouth doesn't move.
Yet?
Naturally.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah,
Got
what
him.
about that?
Got him.
Because it's not painted on, right?
No, his head is a wax
It's
or
wa-
whatever.
I'm not gonna lie though, most of the faces on kites look disturbing.
Yeah, these look crazy, dude.
That one's the one I want. I just want a regular smiley face.
Steven, did you ever have the magazine? Oh my God, what the fuck was the name of it? Oriental Trading Company.
What is that?
Did anybody here have Oriental Trading Company magazine?
What is that?
That's where I got a lot of my toys. It was a magazine where it would sell goofy little toys in bulk, and so you could get like, But I thought it was cool.
Okay, I fixed my microphone.
Fixed it?
For like $5, you could get like 50 toys or something like that.
I see.
That's a
This
lot
is
of
like
toys.
the original. And we can just cut this out. It's the original Temu.
It is like the original Temu.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I would want to be a Chucky doll.
Oh,
A Chucky doll would be. I could see Chucky with your voice.
So you could say bitch.
He does say bitch.
Why is it? It's so jarring in the first film when he says bitch. It's so scary.
Him
Well, he's so
and-
angry when he says it, though.
Him
And
and
he's got-
Freddie Mercury.
Him and Freddie Mercury. Chucky versus Freddie Mercury.
Actually, it would be pretty cool to be an action figure of Freddie Mercury, because then you could sing like him.
Oh yeah.
sure.
That'd be great.
I think I was saying Freddy Krueger.
Yes, of course, Freddy Krueger.
Freddy Krueger,
The B
yeah.
word a lot.
They do, yeah. Welcome to primetime, bitch.
Yeah, he does say that.
When he shoves the television.
Yeah. Michael Myers action figure would be pretty sweet, actually. Like a terrorize all the other toys in the house. I'm going to change my
Why
answer
do
to
you just
that
want to be a murderer?
because then I could murder other toys. Or I could at least scare them. What if I was a nice guy, though, and people actually were just scared of my exterior? And that's the movie right there. Like, I'm just trying to get people to be my friend.
Now you're just writing an autobiography.
Exactly.
I'm just playing. You're not scary.
Well, that was a great question.
Yeah, I love that
That
one.
was a lot of fun.
Yeah, good question. Thank you
Sentient
so much.
Toys.
This next question comes from Kendall. Who is someone from your childhood who helped you feel seen and valued?
I don't have a great memory. I have no great memories.
This is the man who remembers the year that Friends came out.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, that I just know because I know television and films. I'm pretty good at remembering which years things came out. My parents. Sure.
We could talk about this from the perspective of like actual people in our life, but I actually would be curious of this question if it was like, was there like somebody represented on TV or film that made you feel that? Because that also, I feel like a lot more people could relate to that. Because if I see my grandpa, it's like, all right, well, I don't know your grandpa, but like
I don't know your fucking grandpa.
you don't exactly. That's
I have
why
an
We all know
answer.
Steven Seagal.
I have an answer that nobody will know. And I don't remember her last name, but her name was Abigail
Breslin?
She was I was the fourth chair in clarinet, and she was the fifth chair, and we sat next to each other. And
So you felt valued because you were better than her at clarinet.
no, not at
There
all.
before the grace of
Oh my
God.
God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
No, I just you guys know I'm a socially awkward human being, and so she's one of the first people as I was growing up who just like did not care about that and was just like
Oh, that's fun.
a very
That's nice.
just like would just talk to me like a normal person and as a friend, and I don't know, I just remember that fondly because it was for me hard to make friends with people, and she was very talkative and very
That was
friendly.
always very stressful to me in band when they'd like, do new auditions and they'd
Yeah.
change the arrangements and
Oh,
you'd get a new like music stand partner and you'd be like, how's this going to go? And more often than not, there's a nice camaraderie there that blossoms
yeah.
sharing a music stand.
Band also is scary because of it's just like such a cliquey org sometimes.
Among the sections for sure.
Yeah.
Even within the band.
There's
Within the band,
cool
yeah.
instruments, not cool
The
instruments.
drummers who were probably, they were probably kissing,
Were they?
I don't know.
Well, they probably were, huh?
I mean, not as much as like the choir kids and the musical kids. Jesus Christ.
That's an interesting thing to what the cliques were like where you were. It's not the question that was being asked, but like, because in my experience, it's not the choir kids were.
Those choir kids were horny, I'll tell you. I don't know.
Steven, I actually am not familiar with band life. It's interesting to me, but what other clubs were you in?
What was I in?
Were you in
I
band or orchestra?
I was in band. I was not in marching band though, because
Gotcha. That's what I think is band.
I had heard that it would take up all of your life if you did it. And so I
Yeah,
didn't do that.
you could phone it in like me and it
I
didn't do
should have
that
done
much.
that.
You were
Yeah.
in marching band?
I was in marching band. Everyone
Sounds
in
pretty
band
cool.
was in marching band.
Marching band was always so cool, I
Our
thought.
band was like, I don't know, it had like 300. It was
300?
Yeah,
pretty big.
our band was massive too. It was just like that. It was really, and it was cool because they perform at the football half times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was fun.
A lot. I mean, my experience at high school was not that the band was cool.
Yeah, same. Band was not. It was cool. There were cool sections of the band, but in the hierarchy of the school, band was not at the top of the list.
People, yeah, it wasn't like, oh, you're in band, that's cool, but it wasn't necessarily like you're in band, that's not cool.
Nerd.
Like, people were.
That's how it was.
I wasn't in the nerdy clubs though. I was in chess club.
Can we ask the audience what was the makeup like at your school, and who was cool and who was not cool?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
fascinated by
curious.
that.
I honestly don't know because I was in such a weird like, I guess like in between space that like I never really had perception of what was cool or what was not cool.
Throughout all the circles.
A little bit, but I was also not like
You were
I
shy.
had my like 4 or 5 best friends that I'm still, friends with now.
You still have them.
So you were not cool.
Maybe but the thing is, like, I was
having a good time.
I was in the basketball team, but then I was also in speech and debate. I was also in this thing called Senior Men and Women, which was like we would do community service, and then I was also in video production. So like I was like all over the place.
Yeah.
So
and in all those, did anyone make you feel valued and seen?
Well, Mr. Citron, he was the video production, but that was like also because I wanted to make films. So like we had this thing where every time in video production, you would put on an actual show weekly that would air to the school, but also to like on the city, like people at home could watch it.
Oh, really?
Where it was like community access for
So
like the city.
Access, yeah.
Exactly. But we would do news for the high school, and then we would make little short films. So I would be like the producer of that, or I'd be the anchor, or I would like, act in the short films.
That's what I did.
And so like people knew me from that. They'd be like, oh, that's the guy who's on the screen on Fridays during fourth period. And
Mr. Friday.
well, people were stoked when it was called Apache News, which is not great now. But it was that because that was our mascot. Yeesh. But it was something that would air on Fridays, and people just liked it because it was like, oh, this is 15 minutes of the school day where I don't have to be at school. I don't have to like be in class.
Yeah.
And so that was, like I said, people knew of me because of that, but I wouldn't say that I was cool. They were just like, oh, that guy, yeah, he's fine, kind of thing. Like, yeah, he's funny, sure, he could live. And then at the same time, I was playing basketball.
Yeah, basketball was cool. Right?
But then I was doing speech and debate. So
interesting. Yeah, I'm just fascinated by that.
You know what? I'll actually, I'm going to give it up to my German teacher because basically I took German at the beginning of high school because like me and a bunch of my friends were like, let's just do this. We heard there's good food,
Yeah.
And our teacher freshman year was he was on his way out. He was like, he had been at the school for like 25, 30 years. I don't know. And he, I think either quit or was fired after my freshman year. I can't remember. I'm going to assume he's no longer with us in the mortal realm because he was pretty old. And there were like rumors that he was like, he drove a bus and he shouldn't have. I don't know what it was.
Oh man.
But that entire freshman year, he didn't like teach us much at all. He was not a great teacher. And then a younger, he left and they brought in this newer, younger teacher who at the time, I think she was like 25, which is crazy to me. And she tried her best to really like teach us stuff, but she was also like, he was like, not only did he not teach you, he somehow set you back to before you ever knew German. And it was just such an uphill battle. The classes that she started with, like who came in for their freshman year, they knew a great amount of they did great, but for some reason he poisoned our brains and we just couldn't learn anything.
This is the guy who
made you feel seen.
No. I want to say this is that but anytime that we would have projects then in German, she would let us do video projects. And so we would.
Sorry, was it whatever you wanted to do, or
essentially,
was it,
yeah. Like she would be like, "Okay, we're going to do this project. Once you can either do this, you can do like a presentation.
That is such a
and she,
move.
I think, latched on to the fact early on that me and my friends had a lot of fun, like editing and shooting videos in the most like, I'm sure the German in the films, we would make all these German films, where the German in them was very middling and not good. I'm sure if a German person watched it, they'd be like, "What the fuck?"
You were in class learning German.
Yeah,
so.
But she clearly recognized that we were having a great time editing and making these movies, and just like really encouraged us to always do that. So, I think we probably made more like little student films in that German class than I even did in like my rhetoric of cinema class that I eventually took. And she was always just like really, supportive of us doing that.
That's kind of how Mr. Citron was for us. He was the video production teacher. He was very taught me a lot of things. He was a really cool guy. I actually talked to him recently because we email each other every now and then. Fun guy.
Do you all have any? Because my video teacher, I speak to him Quite often, we follow each other on the socials and everything, and like he'll comment on like if I make a new video or something.
It's weird when you have a relationship with a teacher when you're both adults now.
Yeah,
it's kind of a cool thing.
What is that like?
Yeah, it's kind of nice. I was going to ask, do either of you have that
at all?
experience?
But
I catch up with Frau every now and then. You know, we go back and forth. Yeah,
from Austin Powers.
But that's why we called her that. She actually had a last name, but we always just called her Frau. And the other classes probably called her by her full name, but
Frau just means miss.
It means miss, ma'am, Mrs.
Make the video. That's what she would say.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. So not you, Stephen.
No, he said
no, but you don't communicate with any.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
No, I find that so weird because I have such a very distinct relationship with authority.
Sure, no, that makes sense.
Yeah,
and I think that is probably why I glom onto these people is they kind of. They didn't, I wouldn't say did anything to break that boundary.
Yeah.
But they did go, people are people and,
I still get updates about a lot of my like grade school teachers because my mom was in PTA when I was in elementary school. So she'll be like, oh, this person's doing this and they just moved over here. So she's in the loop more because she's still, in the network of moms and they all catch up and stuff.
I think it's because I keep in touch with them because they encouraged me when I actually needed the encouragement to push me along. Like even my 5th grade teacher, Mr. Gatsky, I used to make a little comic on the schoolyard called Sausage Man.
Sausage Man.
And I made like 15 issues of it that my friend would illustrate. And then he would, we would present them to him and he would read them. And he was very encouraging about that.
You got to bring that back.
Sausage Man?
Yeah. What was his deal? Did he have a family?
Sausage Man was a guy who was a sentient sausage that was born in a supermarket and was saving other food from being eaten.
Whoa, did you not sue
Sausage Party?
Seth Rogen?
No, I didn't, but I thought that was really funny when that came out.
Because did he make jokes about balls and buttholes?
I'm sure he did.
No, his thing was more there was actually other food that was bad and they...
Rotten?
No,
spoiled?
not rotten, but like other bad food that was like, they were super villains and humans eating them was like just a consequence. It was just like, okay, like in The Walking Dead, like the zombies are there and they're a threat, but it's the other people.
Sausage Party.
It's Sausage Party. So when that movie came out, my friend Daniel Tucker, who did the illustrations, we both were like, this is Sausage Man.
This is fucked up.
The idea of a child.
It was the idea
really
of
was.
a child.
I mean,
and I have the comics to prove it.
Who were some of the villains?
There was...
I'm trying to think of what food would be villainous.
I mean, they were pretty dumb. There was like Ninja Sausage. This guy was just like a super villain who threw ninja stars. Like kids shit. Like,
they're all sausages.
No, there was other food. I think there was a French fry guy who was also a bad guy.
I guess that makes
You've
sense.
always loved hot dogs and sausages, my man.
Yeah, because I was going
do
to
love
say
hot dogs.
on the hot dogga there was good hot dogs and bad.
Oh my
hot
God, I
dogs.
never put it
my
together. That Sausage Man
We
is
have-
kind of a distant cousin of the hot
Oh
dogga.
my god.
We have put this together because we've discussed this, but it's
Oh my
probably
God.
years ago. But
That's crazy.
yeah,
Yeah, I
Wait,
forgot
you guys
about
got to
that.
do a crossover.
yeah.
I have to go back to my parents' house. Get all she has saved all the issues. My mom.
Oh, we got to read some Sausage Man here.
Oh man, we could.
We could.
Why
Maybe
not?
bringing like old. Well, it's a podcast, but bringing old things.
I was in
Bringing old
5th grade,
things.
so I would have been 11,
10, 11.
10, 11.
I mean, even reading through it would be good for the podcast.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it
yeah.
could
audiobook
be a
version.
bonus for
Well,
the.
I was thinking about
the
video, but
Yeah, of
yeah.
course.
I'll
of
text
course.
my mom right now so I don't forget.
Yeah, I want to see you could see some
Get
sausage.
me
man.
Sausage Man.
Get me sausage man.
Put up the signal.
Like
You got to
J.
put up the
Jonah
signal.
Jameson. I want pictures of sausage man.
On my desk by noon.
What a lovely question.
A lovely question.
I actually burned all of my old journals when I was because
Jesus Christ, man.
I used to journal a lot. I still do journal, but I was so paranoid my parents would read them that I would shred them and throw them away.
Sure.
And yeah, so none of them exist, which I'm very sad about now.
If people like the Sausage Man comics, if we read the first issue each episode, we could read the next issue because they're very
That'd
short.
be fun. That would be very fun.
But I don't think people were going to read the first one and be like, yeah, 5th grader read
Are
this.
there like cliffhangers and stuff?
From my recollection, maybe.
Does it go like full? Do you got saga? You got like a Phoenix Saga equivalent, like some big arcs?
Look, I barely remember this guy. Like
it'll be exciting to read through it, and then you have to come up like George Lucas and be like, Sausage Man has been
Yeah, exactly.
hiding for.
It's going to be.
I encourage you not to read them before we read.
I won't. I'll read them
You
live.
can always hand them to Matt to vet them.
Yeah, he could look at the illustrations that are in crayon, literally in crayon.
Oh,
Wonderful.
oh, that's exciting. I'm excited. I hope you can track them down.
I hope so too. I think actually, did my mom just text me back? Oh my god,
She's fast.
no, she didn't.
Linda
Oh, okay.
Burgoose.
No,
Do you
that's
have
just a notification that
do you
the
have a
PB man
nickname
has
for-
moved.
Do you have a nickname for your mom?
No,
Mammy.
no, just mom,
Just curious.
just mom, just mom.
Curious if you,
Mammy.
because you are a nickname guy. Does she
I
call
do
you
have nicknames
nicknames
for my dad. I do call my dad the big guy.
The big guy.
Or I call him. I call my dad. I don't know. Just sometimes I'll call him Papa if I'm being, or Pappy if I'm being like silly. Papa. I can't say what else I call him though.
What the fuck?
What does that mean?
Sometimes my brother, my brother and I will be like, "What's going on?"
See, okay, and we should just bleep it out because I want to say something about that. Like, my relationship with authority is that I would never say something like that to an individual who is like.
But I also had a jokey relationship with all my teachers in high school too. So
Did you call them?
no, I didn't call them. I didn't call them. Yeah. My dad.
I keep saying it, you're gonna make Matt like bleep out like 10 times.
Wow.
All right.
I think that's probably it. I do have a quick question. I think that they could get a quick answer.
Oh, a nice closer
A
here.
little quickie. This is from Pix. This question for all of you. How do you feel about the fan-made servers, cosplays, and the fan-made alternative universes?
You know, I think we're pretty outside of the loop on most of those things.
Yes.
We really are. I think very early on in the BuzzFeed days, when we were there and people would like funny fanfics started appearing and people were like, haha, look at this. You know, it was a thing that was like pretty universal at BuzzFeed, not just me and Ryan. There's a lot of other people.
Yeah, that's true.
But very early on, I know this was the case for me, and I think most people were just like, all right, I'm never looking at any of this ever again.
Yeah, I find it's good for me to just be out of the loop on that. Every now and then something will like come across like Twitter or like Instagram where it's like a really cool piece of fan art and it's like really impressive. I could tell a lot of time went into it, and that's always cool. Like, thank the artist that made that.
I mean, fan art's incredible. I mean, that's very.
Somebody made us into South Park characters recently, and
I
that,
did see
that
that.
was
Good.
crazy.
That really cracked
Looks
me up.
so good.
Is there and this is why I'm interested in why I brought this question. Is there an element of it that it's like, oh, I don't want to look upon that because if I look upon that, it changes it in some way?
It's like when people were making tattoos of some of the stuff. I'm worried because I'm like, damn, I'm worried you wasted your time because I don't think I'm worthy of that. But I'm always appreciative of it when I see it because I'm like, wow, you took that, and it's a double-edged sword because it's like I'm worried that I'm not worthy of that. But then if it happens, I'm like, I'm acutely aware that took a lot of time. Therefore, I should be thankful.
Yes,
so I make
of
sure to
course.
thank them whenever I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like different for like people making like fun fan art versus like whatever you call fan fic is like that's a.
I've heard there's crazy fanfic out there.
I'm not getting
Yeah.
into any of that.
Neither am
I
I.
have no interest.
Wait, so is this referring to the fanfic or because that's what I was thinking
Fan-made
about.
servers, cosplays. What
I
specifically?
mean, cosplay.
Okay.
When people come out to
Cosplay's
shows
great.
and they're doing like cosplays, that's always very.
That's fun.
When they're doing
I
like
guess the question is
professors.
about
and-
the fan-made alternative universe.
I don't know much about the alternative universes.
All of it is fun, and if it makes you happy, then I think it's fine.
Then
I just don't know if
go
I
with God,
I just don't
brother.
know if I need to interact with it all
Right,
the
of
time
course,
because it's
yeah.
like I don't know how good that is for me.
I will say when it first started happening to me, I was definitely freaked out from like a standpoint of this is just maybe it's a perceiving thing, but also just like the imagination of it was confusing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like it's just like I didn't know that people cared about something so much to write this essay about it.
I guess you're seeing a one-to-one, like, oh, now I'm an inspiration to something. Now the
Yeah,
work we're
it's really
doing, not
pretty-
I'm, but now the work we're doing is inspiration. to
Yeah.
other people.
Initially, I was freaked out, but I think even just like being around you guys actually helped me to become a lot more appreciative of things and not be so scared. Like, because, you know, and this even goes to like in-person interactions. Like I think it's an upbringing thing. I'm like a paranoid person. And so if a stranger comes up to me, I don't want to like interact because I'm just like scared of what could happen. But I remember early on at BuzzFeed, I would see people come to Ryan. He'd be so inviting and welcoming. and be like, oh, I could just be a normal human being, and this is actually cool.
Yeah.
That also goes into my mindset, though, of what I was talking about earlier. Because in my mind, I am just a guy.
It's just a guy.
Yeah.
So like when
I
they
know
come up
him.
to me,
He
I'm
is
just
just a
like,
guy.
I'm like, oh yeah, that's another person right there. So
For
like,
sure.
that's just like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
That's going to do it for Pod Watcher this week.
Hey.
This has been fun.
Yeah, been a good time.
You track down those sausage
My mom
men
is
for next
tracking them
week.
down as we speak.
She's rooting through the attic.
All right, we might have some Sausage Man next episode.
Okay, fingers crossed.
I like it. Good tease.
Hey, thanks for listening, everybody. If you haven't subscribed, if you haven't rate us, send in your emails, send in your voicemails, and we'll see you next week.
Adios.
Bye-bye.